The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword with Wii Motion Plus is just the top line of our E3 story today. There's a lot more to come. Our goal is to provide new experiences for everyone. For the moment, let's deal with what Mr. Miyamoto has said is the highest goal of game design: entertainment that can cross culture and age and gender. Today, we want to first introduce you to titles that are squarely based on this goal of universal appeal. Let's start with the wide world of sports, where developers can choose between ultra-realism or over-the-top arcade fun. In the first case, the moves are real, the characters look real, and there are real-life stars on the packaging. We all know the names. Great franchises like Madden NFL, and Pro Evolution Soccer, and MLB 2K. On the other hand, some prefer the arcade style that began with NBA Jam. And in fact, you'll see a new exclusive version for Wii on the show floor. But over the years, one humble hero has taken us along to the hardwood and the clay court, to the fairway, the diamond, and the pitch. And this year, Mario the Sportsman stays true to his roots, but swings back into action in some venues where even he's never competed before. Mario Sports Mix is pure fun, and you'll be in the action with Mario next year. You don't have to be a game expert to understand its potential popularity. But even among the experts, sometimes the common wisdom isn't so wise. Let me give you a few examples. Last year, you heard people predict that Wii momentum was starting to wane. Then, guess what? Last December in America, we set the all-time record for sales of any video game system of any kind in a single month. Others claim that all those casual Wii owners don't buy games. But somehow, more games have sold for Wii in the 43 months since launch than any other platform ever over the same launch period. Then, there's a recent NPD study showing that Wii owners actually play their systems more often than other owners. And at the same time, according to the research firm Ipsos, nearly as many people intend to buy a Wii in the next 6 months as the other two home platforms combined. Underlying all those false assumptions about Wii is a mistaken belief that many new Wii owners just play Wii Sports or Wii Fit for a while and then lose interest. But that simply isn't the case. The reason is the popularity of intermediate or bridge games that usher new players toward the world of gaming. Mario Kart does that. New Super Mario Bros. Wii does that. Mario Kart has sold more than 22 million copies, and New Super Mario Bros. Wii more than 14 million copies around the world. And now, we'd like to show you our next bridge title that moves consumers along their gaming journey. It begins with the more than 177 million Mii characters created around the world. And every one of them is invited to play. Let me introduce you to Wii Party.
Wii Party, an all-new party game for Wii that puts you in the middle of the action and redefines multiplayer fun for everyone. With 13 different party game modes, including Board Game Island, Balance Boat, and all new house party games that put the party in your living room, where you'll interact with family and friends to interact with the game. 13 party games, over 70 different mini-games, and all the Miis you care to invite. Wii Party, coming this holiday.
Wii Party is yet another Nintendo game that will drive social interaction, and that phenomenon has worked for third parties as well. Last year, that was proved by the breakthrough dance hit, Just Dance. And this year, it's time to get up and get down again, only on Wii.
When I grow up, I wanna be famous, I wanna be a star, I wanna be in movies. When I grow up, I wanna see the world, drive nice cars, I wanna have groupies. When I grow up, be on TV, people know me, be on magazine. When I grow up, fresh and clean, #1 chick when I step out on the scene. Be careful what you wish for, 'cause you just might get it. You just might get it. You just might get it. Yes, I'm not me, I'm a trendsetter. Yes, you watching me, and I know you want it. When I grow up, I wanna be famous, I wanna be a star, I wanna be in movies. When I grow up, I wanna see the world, drive nice cars, I wanna have groupies. When I grow up, be on TV, people know me, be on magazine. When I grow up, fresh and clean, #1 chick when I step out on the scene. Be careful what you wish for, 'cause you just might get it. You just might get it. You just might get it. Be careful what you wish for, 'cause you just might get it. You just might get it. Get it.
When we delivered our E3 news last year, a lot of you got jazzed in a different way, hearing about a more intense title, a new Golden Sun for Nintendo DS. It's now subtitled Dark Dawn. You haven't heard or seen a lot since then, so let's fix that right now. Golden Sun Dark Dawn for Nintendo DS arrives this holiday season. And while Golden Sun brings back a lot of golden memories for its legions of fans, to millions of other gamers, golden has an entirely different meaning.
Who here would say that it's one of the greatest shooters of all time?
Everybody.
Set the standards for all video games in the future.
It was the first game that I could play multiplayer for 4 hours straight.
For me, it was the original. I mean, like, if you hooked it up now, I'd be down to play.
Let's say that after 13 years of gaming innovation, a new GoldenEye game is coming up.
Oh my god!
Yes!
Nobody ever died being too careful. Words to live by.
I remember it, you remember it. But there are people watching today who aren't old enough to understand the impact that GoldenEye had when it first hit the market. If you've never experienced it, get ready for a landmark gaming experience. On the other hand, if you do remember those multiplayer nights, there's only one thing I need to say. Activision's new GoldenEye, exclusive to Wii, arrives in stores this holiday. There's an entirely different kind of hero whose global reach has spanned 8 decades. A mouse named Mickey. Our parents grew up with him, we grew up with him, our kids and grandkids will grow up with Mickey Mouse. And now, this universally recognized and beloved character embarks on a new chapter to add to his legacy in a game exclusive to Wii. It's called Disney Epic Mickey, and it sets a new tone and a new direction for this world-renowned icon. Ladies and gentlemen, to give you all the details, please welcome Warren Spector, General Manager and Creative Director, Junction Point, and Adam Creighton, one of the producers of Disney, Epic Disney. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Reggie, and hello to all of you. Adam and I are here to give you a first look at Disney Epic Mickey, Junction Point and Disney Interactive Studios' upcoming Wii exclusive title for this holiday season. The game is set in a world honoring 80 years of Disney creativity, populated by forgotten, retired, rejected characters, movie locations, and theme park attractions from Disney's past. Welcome to Wasteland. It's a world both familiar and strange. A world as varied and memorable, we hope, as the real Disney lands and stories that inspired it. The land Adam is exploring today is called Ventureland. It's what we call a quest zone, where you talk to characters, learn about quests, buy tools and supplies. Here, for example, Adam is talking to Wasteland's version of Smee, learning what Mickey has to do to continue to make progress through the game, and also about an optional quest that he can do or not do later in the game. In Ventureland, in addition to Smee, you may recognize some other characters from the film Peter Pan, but a little changed. And some theme park locations, also a little different than you may remember, including the Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse and the Tiki Room. Some of the Disney inspirations can be hard to spot. I mean, Wasteland is really full of forgotten stuff. But identifying it all is part of the fun. One thing is for sure, though. No one will have any trouble identifying our hero, Mickey Mouse. For decades, he's been one of the biggest movie stars in the world, a television celebrity, constant presence at theme parks, friend and teacher to our kids. But for all the success he's achieved, it's always felt to me, at least, that he hasn't quite become the video game hero he deserves to be. If my team and I have our way, that is about to change. To take Mickey to new heights of video game success, we knew we couldn't just look back at Disney's history or Mickey's past triumphs. We had to allow Mickey to do things no other game character could do and offer players something they'd never seen before. Our key innovation lies in our core game mechanic, drawing and erasing, using Mickey's new ability to control the essence of his cartoon being, paint and paint thinner. Using paint and thinner, the way Adam is here, players can erase characters, objects, walls, plants, even the ground. Or they can restore everything to beautiful painted glory. In other words, players can dynamically change the game world to save it. But how each player decides to change the world makes a difference. Or, as I like to put it, play style matters. How you change your world, how you interact with other characters. That changes how the world looks, of course, but also how characters treat you, what they tell you, what they don't tell you, and how each character's story ends. Do you solve problems by using the power of thinner to erase and remove obstacles? Or do you solve problems with the power of paint, the creative power? Do you use paint or cleverness to turn enemies into friends, or do you simply defeat them? Do you take time and use precious resources to solve everyone's individual problems? Or do you focus exclusively on saving Wasteland from the enemies that would destroy it? These are just a few of the options available to players, each with its own rewards and its own costs. At the end of the day, we want each player to feel like he or she has crafted a unique experience based on the choices made and the consequences of those choices. I believe the play style matters concept is the hallmark of modern game design. And the combination of Mickey Mouse and Nintendo means we can take that idea to a larger audience than ever before. Now that you've had a taste of a quest zone, let's check out another kind of map, Adam. You see, there are 3 location types in Disney Epic Mickey, a game that combines the best of adventure, platform, and role-playing games. There are places called action zones, where you'll engage in missions that can affect the way your story unfolds and change the lives of the characters you interact with. You'll have to visit the Disney Interactive Studios booth or the Nintendo booth to learn more about those, about Mickey's missions. There's plenty more to see than we're showing you here. For now, let's watch as Adam jumps into a movie screen to enter our 3rd location type. What you're about to see is called a travel zone, and it takes Mickey from one part of the wasteland to another. These are side-scrolling adventures, I bet you could tell that, directly inspired by beloved Disney cartoons and the classic console platforming games we all know and love. Here's one inspired by Steamboat Willie, the cartoon that introduced Mickey to the world. There are many more cartoons that appear in the actual game. In closing, let me just say how excited I am that Disney has allowed me to create a game featuring Mickey Mouse. It's the company's crown jewel. Not many people get the opportunity to work with a star of this magnitude, to be a part of an 80-year history of joy and laughter. With Disney Epic Mickey, we honor Disney's rich creative heritage, to be sure. But to be true to that heritage, we had to honor another aspect of Disney's history. Walt himself once said, "It's kind of fun to do the impossible." Innovation has been part of Disney's culture and Nintendo's from the start. To take Mickey to the top of the video game world, we had to find a balance of heritage and innovation worthy of Disney and Nintendo. I think we've done a pretty darn good job, but I invite you to see for yourself on the show floor. There are team members waiting there to show you more of the game. So show up, see how playstyle matters, experience paint and thinner for the very first time with our hero, Mickey Mouse. Thanks to everyone at Disney and Nintendo who made Disney Epic Mickey possible, and enjoy the show. Thanks very much.